Hi there, it's Dave again with Dave's E-Tech Bench. Today we're working on another surprise thing, and I kind of got to it a little late with the videoing, but I think I can still throw a few things in here that might be worth looking at. So today's surprise repair is a scooter. This in particular is the Gyrocopters, I think it's called the Flash 6.0. I believe that's what the manual called it. So the problem was, when I got it, the customer had replaced the brake handle because they're getting an E15 error, which indicates that your brake is not working. So basically what we're looking at here is, this is the controller, your dashboard or whatever. So I've taken that off and turned it on. All right, and this is normal function like this. The sensors come in. There's two sensors that come in on this control board. One is this one here, the white one, and that's going to your accelerator. This red one here is going to your brake. Now, when I got this in here, he just put this new brake in, and it was still giving the E15 error. I'm going to show you what those errors look like. So when I've disconnected the E50 or the brake here, I'm going to get a warning on here like this, E15. And that basically means there's something wrong with the brake. So when he had his problem, he had that problem, ordered this new brake, but when he put it back in, the E15 was still showing up. When I plug it back in, that code goes away. So it basically is saying there's something wrong with your brake, it's disconnected. Same with the accelerator. I'm going to just bear with me. I'm going to disconnect the accelerator part, which is the white one, and that gives me an E14 error. All right, so that's basically saying there's something wrong with your accelerator, it's disconnected. Let's pause again. So he put the new brake in, he had hooked the wire up, still getting the error. Now, if you look on here, you can see there's these three wires are coming from the brake. There's a green, a black, and a red. These ones come from the control board. There's a yellow, a black, and a red. If you put your meter across the red and the black, you'll see 5 volts there. The yellow one is your feedback. On this one, if you go, you see that the red and the black are going to the middle, and the signal, which would be the green in this case, I guess, is going to the red. So the problem was not so much at this end, like the color code doesn't matter, but what happened was they'd swapped the red and the green at the Hall effect sensor that was inside of here. So what was happening was everything was going to the wrong pin on the Hall effect sensor. So I resoldered the connections inside here, and once it lined up, the code went away. So when he bought this, it came, either it's wired for a different model or whatever, but it was basically the two wires were swapped. So I was able to swap them, got them going, codes went away, and now I just got my standard code here. So the other thing I found out that was interesting, because as I was testing it, I just had the Hall effect sensor hanging there, but I also found that it'll disable the throttle when that Hall effect sensor is not in position. So maybe people know that already, but it's kind of a safety thing. So when you pull the handle, the magnet moves away from the Hall effect sensor, and when you push on your throttle, it's not going to go anywhere. When I release the handle, the magnet moves back in front of the sensor. I can hit my throttle and I'll get movement. Whoop, and there it goes, just like that. All right, so that's kind of the safety mechanism in there. So this is the inside of it. So I just thought I'd put it in there if you're ever working on one of these. And if you are working on one of these and you have any questions, just drop them in the comments below, and I can help you out with that. It was a fairly simple fix. It was a little confusing at first. The big thing I also found was the green, black, and red wires coming from the control board. Those are for your accelerator. And these two yellow, red, and black ones seem to both work for the brake, so it doesn't seem to matter which one I put it in. It works. So maybe there's like a secondary braking system available for some of these units. I'd assume these circuit boards are pretty I don't know, common or used in other scooters, different models, manufacturers, whatever. So anyway, I just thought I'd throw that one up there quick if you're having some trouble. So basically, I'm going to put this thing back together and give it back, and I guess there'll be some happy kids ripping around on your street. So once again, that was the Gyrocopters. I think they said they bought this thing at Best Buy. So, and that's how to solve your E15 and E14 code. E15 code being the brake is a problem. E14 is the accelerator. Other than that, I would just check, make sure you got good connections and nothing's broken on there. So, all right, well, that's it for today. So have a good one.